Hello, this is Jeff Tortora, drummer of Blue Man Group, and this is our Las Vegas production. And as you can see right here, for a modern drummer, of course, we have DW drums and Sabian cymbals. And we got some Vic Firth sticks, and the setup consists of a, I think, 6.5, 3 millimeter aluminum snare, 14-inch tom, 10, 12, 16, 22 kick, and hats are the HHX power hats. And we got a 16-inch thin, 18 medium thin AA Sabians, the HHX Evolution 20-inch, and then 12-inch Radia. Underneath that's a 14-inch AAX Mini Chinese to get that, the auxiliary hat effect, as well, we'll demonstrate later in the show. And 10-inch HHX Evolution Splash, the 19-inch Holy China, and then good old Ice Bell. And as you can see, we run in this Allen Heath ME1 monitor, which is where we wear our monitors. And metronome, like there's a screen up here so we can see the stage in case, because I gotta watch the Blue Men during the show and kind of call cues and stuff like that. And you can see the screens open and close during the show, so you get a perspective of the stage and the audience. And DW 9000 hats and kick pedal and the airlift throne. Yeah, so the reason, which is not the total norm here, having the 14 over here, it's almost like having, say you have 2 floor toms here. The main beat we have is called the Mandelbrot, and you use your left hand here, like for example. So that's a lot of the patterns during the show, and you can see why the 14 is convenient over there. So yeah, so this is the main, the kit. We're gonna go in a second over and check out the percussion station, but this kit is mainly, kind of you gotta really pay attention to the Blue Men during the show because it's live theater. And so that's why we said we have this screen and the monitor to be able to do that, and the Blue Men play. We'll show you some of their instruments in a minute, and you got to line up with the percussion, and then there's a Chapman stick player that plays bass, and then an electric zither you'll see over there, and guitar. So it creates quite the unique sound. And we're gonna go check out the percussion rig. And over here we have the percussion station, as in I'm playing this rig tomorrow. We rotate because we have sometimes 14, the holidays we have like 21, 24 shows a week. So it's crazy. So I'm playing kit tonight and percussion tonight. Oh, and by the way, these sticks, and then we wear glow-in-the-dark face paint and costume that it's all in black light. So you can't see us unless the black light comes on, and then we look like, well, you'll see later, 2-dimensional figures. Okay, so here I'll give you the lowdown. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And then I believe this is a 26-inch, where's a mallet here? Bass drum here. And then an Udu, another 18-inch medium thin crash, and then a 10-inch Leopard with, I think it's a Radia underneath. And then we have a chopper, 10-inch chopper, which actually when I did the Blue Man Group tour called How to Be a Megastar rock concert tour in like '06, Sabian made these for us as like a prototype to try out, and then they worked out great, so I kept making them. I think some dude from Hawaii, I believe, made these logs. You see her in the show. This is a Brazilian instrument, the timbal, a shacayu, and a tamburica. So it's a little different setup than the percussion rig. And here, same thing. We have a screen directly ahead. You can see here and there, but you can see the stage and the crowd, and we just listen to each other. And there's a structure to the show. There's a set list, so to say, but then there's audience participation and interaction that you have to follow that varies night to night. So there's a little room for improv within the Blue Man aesthetic. Little stuff in the show. It's a little pattern one of our drummers, Todd, came up with in one of our songs, Time to Start. These are the smoke drums, which, when played, smoke comes out of them. PVCs. The PVCs are cut to different lengths, and each one has a different note. And the Blue Man play the smoke drums, and the Blue Man also play these as well multiple times during the show. All right, and here we are. Kalen Almendinger, one of our Blue Men captains, gonna talk about these bad boys.
Yeah, so these are some of the instruments that the Blue Man plays during the show. This one we call the Phoenix. The one on that side we call the Spider or Scorpion. It's got a couple different names. But basically, we get inside here. You can see all of these arms move. It's all done mechanically and called technically as the show's going. And so as we walk around with them, this whole thing moves, and then these arms come in and out as we're playing. It's a pretty cool visual. We strap in here, and that allows us to navigate this thing around the stage. And as you can see, there's a couple two-sided drums here, some single head drums here, one of these, some logs, and we play some patterns. And so on. And while that's happening, there's another Blue Man in that one doing some complementary syncopated rhythms. And then we kind of get them into a certain position here on stage, exit, and actually kind of back them up to the audience so that these rigs on the back of them are now facing the audience. And then the music shifts and we end the song on a pretty intense high note, kind of doing these sort of solo sections back and forth, some more syncopated rhythms, but it's pretty fun dynamic. The Blue Man, when the Blue Man plays drums, it's never about like virtuosity or technique. It's always about the sort of intention of communicating with the audience, and it's a bit of an experiment. We like to think of it kind of as an experiment, or we use a lot of different visuals, sort of sending out messages, playing smoke drums, seeing how it's affecting the crowd. And what's exciting about it is that there's no fourth wall. We're really here in the space with the audience, and kind of in your face, seeing what effect we're having on you. So it creates a bit of participatory vibe, and you'll find people screaming out, and it's just a nice loose environment. And we get to play on these fun little unique custom built rigs. And if you want to take a look at this one, as this one's moving around, you can see why we call it the Spider. It's got all these legs that move like so, and I believe these are all hydraulic, and it's got these little pistons that shoot the bottom part of the leg out. So it actually looks like it's crawling along the stage as we are walking in it. And you can see higher tuning than the other one for the drums on the front side, as well as the ones in the back. that's basically how that one works. It's kind of like a steampunk spider nightmare. I don't know how to describe it.
Of us, all 7 instruments that are musicians are playing together, because it's all kind of, everything's not your standard typical instrument, so to say.
Yeah.
Besides, the drums are obviously not they're drums, but when it's all played together, the style of the music and what it's, in case as Caitlin was saying, it's not about, even though some of it is technically challenging, it's not about, fancy chops.
Yeah. It's not about virtuosity. It's about communicating an idea, and it's just such a fun ensemble to play in. I mean, the musicians who play with Up in the Loves are all monsters, and it's such a privilege to be able to play with them in the ensemble. And when we all do play together, especially in the piece that these are a part of, it's a big wall of sound, really visceral, high energy, which you can see, kind of blows the audience's face off sometimes.
See and feel.
Yeah.
It's great. It's unique. Nothing like it. On behalf of Blue Man Group, myself, Jeff Tortora,
Caitlin Allmendinger,
Modern Drummer, thank you for coming down, check out our show, and interest in our instruments.